welcome back to Miyagi Kai, episode 5.
Welcome back, everybody, and happy belated Easter.
Yep. It's been a while, so yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. But we've had a lot of time to really think about, things and, you know what I mean? Be with family and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
And we have came up with some brilliant ideas moving forward, not just with the
Yes.
episode we're going to write, but pretty much throughout the entire series, which we're not going to talk about right now. But as from each episode we write, yeah, you'll find you'll be pretty exciting. So
Yeah.
So I know we always do a recap of what we wrote last time, but with the time I
Yeah.
have, we're gonna dive right into episode 5 with what we came up
Yes.
with. That's all right with all of you.
Yeah.
All good. All good.
Okay, just gonna go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah, maybe we should just do like a quick skim just so we can remember just like where we left off at.
Yeah, we can just do a quick skim through. Maybe you could do that.
Yeah. Where did we leave off at?
Okay, so yeah, this one. Yeah. So just to break it down a little bit, this episode 4 was pretty much about them, about Miguel, Sam, and Malin being tested by Sensei Lin to prove if they're truly, what's the word for it? They're truly worthy enough to get answers on the scroll, that the piece of the scroll they found. Prove if she, and they pretty much fought with Sensei Lin, with Miguel and Malin being taken down, but Sam ultimately rose to the challenge and was able to prove herself, which allowed Sensei Lin to take her seriously. And yep.
All right. So the end scene. Okay. So are back at Miyagi's home, sipping some Okinawa tea as the trio then drink. Okay. That's true.
So yeah,
okay.
Pretty much overall.
Okay.
After this, Sensei Lin pretty much agrees to help them out and and tells these three to meet her back at 5 a.m. sharp. If I remember.
Yeah. Yep.
So yep.
Sounds about right.
All right. So how should we start for episode 5?
So I've thought about it, and I think it should start out with Miguel and Sam waking up in Mr. Miyagi's old home during the very peaceful and early mornings.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's good.
Before we get started,
Yeah.
um, I know I had a podcast lined up last night,
Oh,
but I was not feeling well,
oh,
so
okay.
I had to postpone it until next week.
Okay.
And that's cool. And we were gonna get into if you're able to join Tyrell, we were gonna talk about Miyagi.
Okay.
That's the topic of discussion on Underground's podcast for next week, next
Oh,
Friday.
well, yeah, I do remember
Yeah,
now. I kind of forgot that you do these podcasts every Friday night.
Yeah. And the next
yeah.
one is you know what you could call it. You know what you could say Underground. You could for that podcast. You could say it's a Miyagi-Do podcast or a Miyagi-Do stream. That you can call it a Miyagi-Do stream instead of a Cobra Kai stream this time.
Oh, the honest, I
I no, I'm what?
um I was gonna say that can actually work.
You could say we can make it a Miyagi-Do stream, and just for that stream though, just for that Friday instead of a Cobra
Yeah,
stream. All right, so starts off with Sam and Miguel waking up early in the morning, where it's pretty peaceful.
Yeah.
They, I mean, you could say, as they start getting up, they they look outside to the peaceful surroundings of Okinawa that they're surrounded by, and smile warmly at each other.
I like that. Both. Do you think like they see the surroundings from a window, or they actually go outside and see it?
Outside, they go outside.
um, and then they hear news that a thunderstorm is brewing.
Nah.
That was the best thing.
Wonder what kind of thinking like what kind of dialogue should we start with between them?
You could say, well, this would probably be as the sun was coming up, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't forget, you could say, like, as they're looking out into the horizon, they, like, we could have Miguel, or we could have Sam, either Miguel or Sam say, I never knew a sunrise. A sunrise could be so beautiful this early and how like this early in the morning.
Yeah. And I also kind of thought about like one of them saying that, especially Miguel, since he's not used to this, like never.
Oh, you know what? We could have Sam say that, and then like as she's saying that, like Miguel is like he's like looking at her as he agrees.
Yeah. I was
So
kind of thinking Miguel might.
Yeah.
Miguel could possibly say like, I'm not I'm not that used to getting up this early, something along those lines. But he's saying it in a out of humor.
Yeah, I mean he could, but like I kind of like that kind of like feel like where Sam says I never knew I never knew watching the sunrise this early could be so beautiful, and then like Miguel is looks at Sam as she's saying that, like as she's looking out into the horizon watching the sunrise, he he warmly agrees with her. Like he's basically saying that she's beautiful in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like not paying attention to the sun.
Right. He's looking right at Sam. You're
Yep.
definitely more beautiful. You're just as beautiful as the sun, basically.
Yeah.
Not beautiful.
Because didn't Amanda say something about Sam loving to sleep in?
Yep. At least something like that. Miguel doesn't. Looks directly at. That's.
And says after she says that, after that, and says, yeah,
Yeah.
with a smile. That
Yeah. So saw what you said underground.
I mean,
what?
it's true.
Yeah. Like Sam is definitely more beautiful than the sun in his eyes.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. He's what he is basically what the fandom would call, what half the fandom, the Sam haters call me a Sam simp. Like you could you could say right there that Miguel simps for Sam.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm proud to be a Sam simp. She's an awesome character, just like I'm proud to be a Tori fan because she's an awesome character.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
I bet those Sam haters are the same fans that love Miguel. And hey, look, guess what?
Miguel's what you would call a Sam simp.
Yep. And those two are always going to be a couple, so better get used to that.
Yeah. Yep. And then and you could put like Miguel takes Sam's hand, Sam's hand, and holds it, and they look into and they look right at each other, but then they suddenly hear a knock at the door, which is going to be Mei Lin.
You know what I thought about Mei Lin originally, but I thought I originally thought that after this it should be them hearing a noise outside, and then all of a sudden they see it's Mei Lin, who's pretty much in a pretty cheerful mood. Like she's pretty much performing some dance kata moves, and then she pretty much greets them awkwardly. She's like, good morning.
Yeah, exactly.
As if nothing happened.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. Something, yeah.
Pretty much say that Miguel then takes Sam's hand, and as they look at each other right before it is interrupted by a noise outside. And these go to investigate. See Mei Lin right outside performing dance dance kata. Malin sees these two approach. She greets them very Nothing happened.
And could say, could ever say, did I disturb you guys? And and Miguel could say, it's like, no, we were just getting up anyway. It's like we were just getting up and watching this, and we were watching the sunrise.
Oh, Malin can kind of play innocent. Says, I didn't mean to disturb you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
And Malin says, yeah. Malin says, yeah. We get pretty nice sunsets around sunrises around here.
Mm-hmm.
Gets kind of dull after a while.
Mm-hmm. You get pretty
beautiful sunrises here, and we just end it like that. We don't have to put
at the opening scene. Yeah. The next scene.
Yeah. Now, hold too. I want Sam, because remember, Sam's in that Sam and Maylin are also in that program, about where they're touring Okinawa. So I want that to be also brought up. I don't want that to be kind of like, so Sam like mentioned that she has to be back to join her class at a certain time.
Yeah. Because I kind of felt like we've been kind of straying away from that since this is pretty much like
so
with Sensei
we'll add
Rin.
it. Well, it's kind of, we're gonna like make it the school. Like let's make this clear. The Miyagi-Do dojo, that's gonna be their real school. It's gonna be like sort of like how they do it in Cobra Kai, where the high school is just there.
Yeah.
It's the Miyagi-Do dojo and Cobra Kai dojo. That's their real school.
Yeah,
so,
their the main focus of the show.
Right. So that's what this is gonna be like. It's going to be like where that school is, like where the school is there to just show that Sam's getting a higher education.
Yep.
But the Miyagi-Do dojo, that's going to be that's hers and Miguel's, and eventually new generation of students school, you know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. So next scene, we could have the three of them arriving at at the Miyagi-Do dojo,
Yep, it's Sensei Lin
where
waiting.
Sensei Lin greets them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm kind of thinking that that when they arrive, Sensei Lin moments temporarily has her back turned with her eyes closed, performing some kind of kata as they
Yeah,
approach her.
with their hand, like sort of like how Mr. Miyagi would do, like with his hands together, and and like he just knows. She just knows that they're there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, like the breathing uh
Yeah.
technique.
Yep.
Okay.
This scene.
Oh yeah, and and I started watching Cobra Kai, and I am on season 4, and
Oh,
I
nice.
am on um and I am on the part where Silver and Kreese um walk in the Miyagi dojo.
Okay.
Okay.
Episode 4. At the end of episode
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, and she could sit. She could. What could she say? What could Sensei Lin say? Or she could say. She could say maybe welcome back, or before they
Mm,
say anything, or
no.
Oh, uh, sh- uh, uh, she can apologize, like saying, um, m- my deeply apologies for uh for disturbing your peace this morning.
no, no. We're talking about Sensei Lin.
Yeah.
Malin wouldn't apologize.
No. But
Oh, wait. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I read
it's all
that
good.
wrong. I
Oh,
read
that's
it
okay.
wrong.
You're all good. You're all good. It's hard to
Oh,
keep up. So I was thinking like maybe like Sensei Lin could say, welcome back. Your geese are hanging in your geese are hanging right there on the wall.
Yeah.
Something like that.
They pretty much say like, welcome back. Your geese are hanging on the wall. As she opens her eyes.
Yes. And you could say like the three of them are like looking at them, like looking at
Each other.
Sensei Lin like intrigued, because I think also too, maybe instead of having her do like sort of the same breathing technique, we should make it a point like where it's different, like the kata that Sensei Lin was doing was different.
Yeah.
Like where Sam has got where Sam's kind of like looks at her like intrigued, you know.
Yeah.
So so maybe I don't know, maybe Joe might know something, some form of technique, like because you know how like when Axel was doing like a certain kind of kata that
Yep.
Sam found interesting. We could have Sensei Lin do something similar to that.
Mm-hmm. Almost like similar to like a Tai Chi stance, if you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
It's like some
Yeah.
form of meditation that similar to what Axel did on the beach.
Yeah. Similar. Yep.
So I could pretty much say instead of before we get to Sensei Lin telling them to welcome back and get their knees hanging on the wall, I could say Sensei Lin is seen swaying her arms, doing some sort of
Interesting kata that, or some sort of kata that's never.
that has never been seen
Before, and Sam and Miguel are both kind of intrigued by it. Just Sam and Miguel
are intrigued by it.
And Sensei Lin, and that's when Sensei Lin says, without turning around, "Welcome back," and tells them where their gis are.
Mm-hmm. Now turning around. Hanging on the wall.
Yep. As they go to get their gis, Sam asks what kind of kata that was.
Yep.
Sam asked what she was what Sensei Lin was doing, like what technique that was.
Mm-hmm.
That Sensei Lin was doing. What technique was that you were doing?
Technique. What kind of technique? I should say what kind of
Technique was that?
Or she or she can say Sensei Lin, what kind of technique? What's that?
Yeah, we kind of
Well,
said something.
that's what she's asking. And
But she could say Sensei Lin first before she asks
I mean,
the
honestly, I think
question.
she wouldn't. I think she would just say, just like ask it flat out.
Yeah.
She could. And Sensei Lin could say, It's a specific kind of kata that only a karate sensei can master.
Yeah.
Has been able to master.
Kind of kata that only a karate master
Is able to master.
And you kind of know what I'm thinking, what will happen next. Like I kind of thought of this idea, even though it might sound a little ridiculous, but I kind of thought like before Sensei Lin takes them to this island to this location where that piece of the scroll is located. I kind of thinking she might have them do an exercise first that involves some balancing training where they hold a cup full of water as some kind of technique to clear their mind.
Buckets.
You know what I'm talking. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I do. I was thinking buckets because I was thinking like you remember what Sensei Kim said, that how she wouldn't ask her students to do things that she wouldn't be able to do herself, and
Right.
she talked about how she would have them like carry buckets of water on mountains.
Yep.
Like,
and carry two heavy packs of water on her back.
Yeah. So something like that.
Yep. Except maybe they're balancing on something while holding those buckets of water.
And I'm thinking like she has them do it by running. I'm thinking back to like Mulan. Have you guys ever seen Mulan?
Yes.
Wait, what did you say?
Have you guys ever seen Disney's Mulan?
No, I haven't.
Really?
No,
You haven't?
I haven't really watched anything from Disney.
Oh wow.
Okay, well, it's actually, believe it or not, Pat Morita actually was in that movie. He was the Emperor.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
And yeah, and it's also very karate. It's also very karate related too.
Oh. And didn't it Pat Morita voice act as Milan's dad as well?
No, he didn't voice her father. He voiced the Emperor.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
But there was a scene in that movie where they were training, and they had a lot of the soldiers carry buckets of water all the way up steps to over and over and over again to build their strength,
Mm-hmm.
and balance.
And that's even what Chris and Kim made Quan Yoon and their students do in episode 3 of season 6.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that we could do something like that. And
The only difference is it relates to like clearing their mind and about balance, except with the Miyagi philosophies.
Yeah, yep. And so I was thinking, okay, so I was thinking, okay, so in this next part, and Miguel, Sam asks her, is that what we're going to be learning today?
Okay.
Well, no, I wouldn't say next scene.
Oh,
no,
yeah, we're still
actually,
in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam asks her, is that what we're going to be learning today?
We will. And then Sensei
Sensei Lin
pauses.
responds with no. No. She says no, not today, because you're not ready and you're not strong enough.
You are not ready. You are not strong enough yet.
Or balanced enough.
Well,
You're
yeah, I
not
was kind of
strong
thinking
enough.
balanced. This not
You are
balanced
not strong
enough
enough.
yet.
Well, okay, yeah. So you are not strong enough, and nor are you balanced enough.
Nor you balanced enough.
Which Sam and Miguel are kind of like they take a little bit of an offense to that, and Miguel says, "You do know I'm a world champion, right? Balance is my thing."
Mm-hmm. Miguel and Sam look at each other first, and Miguel responds, and with a slight offended tone.
I can master just about anything. Karate.
I can master about everything because I am a world champion. Remember?
And Sensei Kim looks at him and says, "You may be a champion, but that doesn't mean that you understand."
I'm sorry, but did you say Sensei Kim?
Uh-huh.
I said Sensei Lin. Did I say Sensei Kim or did I say?
Yeah, you did say Sensei Kim, but that's okay.
Yeah, at first you said Sensei Kim.
All right. If I did, that was a slip. And looks at him and says, "Maybe a champion. You may be a karate champion, but that doesn't mean you understand everything about karate."
Or she can put Miguel's skills to the test.
Well, that's what she's going to do. She's going to put all three of their skills to the test.
I think we can end this scene and transition to the next scene where.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Well, we're going to end this scene. We are going to end this scene right here after this dialogue, and you're going to have Sensei Lin say this is going to require a lot of the strength and this is going to require all of the strength and what I have in store for you is going to require a lot of strength and a lot of balance.
So
that's the scene.
That then goes on to say
that what I have in store for you for this lesson is going to require a lot of strength, a lot of balance, and a lot of water.
Will require a lot of strength, balance, and a lot of water.
Okay. Okay.
Now we'll transition.
Okay. All right. So why do I have a feeling that they are going to do a training exercise very Mulan based.
Well, that's what. That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, so what could be like the best way that we could have them like balancing those buckets that would be difficult for them,
Huh.
but
Because we do know that I do remember that one of Daniel's lessons that he taught Sam and Robbie was, was balance, like in season 2 where they balanced on that wooden platform over that pond.
right. So okay, so we could there's got to be a lot of it's got to be a lot of. We could have them take them to a mountain where.
Um, um, I I was thinking that they could practice their balance maybe on a balance beam or something.
No, this has got to be something like outside. So it should be like what about a mountain, Tyrell?
The mountain, like,
Yeah, like where they have to climb, but they have to still maintain their balance while carrying that water.
okay, that could work. So they pretty much need to walk up like a pretty tall mountain while making sure to stay postured and balanced while doing it, while carrying those
Yeah,
buckets full of water.
and not being able to spill any of it.
Right. Could do that where a tall mountain. And I think we'd start off next scene where it shows a glimpse of a pretty tall mountain that they are going to have to climb in a bit. As Sam, Miguel, and Malin stare up the tall mountain, Sensei Lin then walks up to and gives the instructions.
She said, and also too is like there's like a you could also say like at the top there's like a bell like that lets them know that they made like one of them made it without fall like without falling or so Malin says, what is it exactly you want us to do? You want us to climb up a mountain?
Yeah, Malin might say like anyone can do that.
I could do that in my sleep.
You can do that in. She can do that in what?
In my
Um,
sleep.
yeah.
Malin then opens her mouth in a s- in a arrogant but playful. You want to climb up a mountain. I could do that in my sleep.
And Sensei Lin says, "Who's?" It's like, no, you're gonna need to be awake for this. And who said anything about climbing? I want you to run up that mountain
Run up.
while carrying.
Hmm. So Sensei Lin responds, "No, I want. I don't. I don't. You to walk. You to run up that while carrying buckets."
It's um. So instead of actually instead of walk, it said climb. Replace that with climb. So, no, I don't want you to climb up that mountain. I want you to run up that mountain.
Run up that mountain, there we go, while carrying buckets full of water.
By carrying these, and then you
Carry,
have her show like,
carrying
and then you
these
have,
as
and then the
as
scene, like the shot shows three like shows like
a shot of
the buckets with the piece
buckets
of wood
filled
like right in the middle, that's like the hat that the buckets are tied to, like, so they carry them over their neck, like over their necks,
over their necks. Like, do you mean like they carry it on with on their necks, or carry it like side to side with both hands?
on their necks.
Oh, on their necks of those buckets.
Yeah, I sense that Sensei Lin has did this before.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. uh and Sam is like incredulous, saying, how are we supposed to run up that mountain? How are we supposed to run up that mountain balancing water?
So like, well, what did you say like Sam's expression would be upon Sensei
Like
Lin say
incredulous.
incredulous?
Incredulous, yeah.
Never heard of that word, to be honest.
And um uh yeah.
Incredulous.
Yeah.
Creb,
Credulous. Credulous.
Credulous.
Yeah.
Credulous.
Yeah.
I probably did not spell that right.
That's all right.
How are we supposed to balance in water?
Or carrying water instead of balancing.
Carrying water.
And Sensei Lin said, looks looks at Sam and says, anyone who has true balance can balance true
Anyone
balance
who
inside of them, or
has true balance.
anyone who has enough pu- has enough pu- anyone who has enough purity
Has an
in them,
impurity.
has enough purity in them to truly understand that why balance is crucial. Will be able to balance the water with ease.
With ease.
Water is pure,
Water is pure.
and it takes a pure and it needs a pure and it takes a pure person to be able to balance.
Takes a pure person able to balance
It without dropping a single drop. One drop falls, the balance is off.
Mm-hmm. If even a drop of water spills, then your balance is off.
Sam kind of looks confused as the three of them do, not understanding Sensei Lin's words at the time, not understanding Sensei Lin's words.
Glances. Just as confused at Sensei Lin's instructions. And I'm kind of thinking Sensei Lin will then order them to pick up those buckets.
Yep, and then she said, yep, that's when she said, pick up the buckets.
Yeah, this is gonna be highly impossible for them to do.
Well.
And then tells them that once they end, and then when and Miguel asks, well, how will you know when we reach the top of the mountain? And she goes, there's a bell up at the top of that mountain, and when you reach it, I want you to ring it.
Okay.
I will be able to that's how I'll know. No ring means you didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Means no making it.
Mm-hmm. There is a bell.
And she tells them you have an 30 minutes to reach that bell.
Oh, 30 minutes. You must ring. Allow me to know you made it. If I don't hear that bell, that means you didn't
You failed.
means you failed, yeah.
Yeah.
Means you failed the lesson.
Yep, you failed the lesson. She then tells them that they must make it up the mountain in 30 minutes.
You must make it to the top of the mountain. 30 minutes. And after she says this, I'm thinking that Sensei Lin then says, "Get into your positions."
Yeah, well, she fills the bucket she fills the buckets first.
Yeah, right before they get started, she gets them started.
Yeah, this is gonna be highly impossible. I feel like it's gonna be impossible.
Well, maybe in the real world it is, but here anything is possible.
Yeah, yep.
It's just highly challenging.
Yeah. Just look, Daniel became a karate All Valley champion with only 6 weeks of training.
Right, and remember how Sam was able to jump from one building to another, which an average human being, even the most athletic human being, wouldn't be able to do.
No.
Because in real life, she wouldn't have made that jump.
Johnny probably wouldn't have been able to do it.
No.
He's asking them to do it. Why didn't he demonstrate?
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah.
It's like,
oh my god.
It's like you can't have them do something that you can't do yourself.
Yeah, you're not. Well, they should have had him jump across that jump across to show them how easy it was.
Right. That just proves Sam is probably better than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think it proves that Sam is probably smarter than him, but
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for that, Sam should be Johnny's sensei.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I think I don't think honestly, Johnny has her like in terms of skills, but I think like it's just been proven that it's basically been proven since the beginning of time that women are just smarter than men.
Yep, exactly. Plus, even just in her teen years, she just has that common sense and maturity that he doesn't have.
Even she knew that was dangerous.
Yeah, it's like it's not fear that's holding them back. It's pure common sense.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
like
granted, she made it, but she was smart enough to know that one misstep would be her last.
Yeah.
Well, not even Hawk and Robbie. They'd be like, hell no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no way Daniel knew, because you honestly think that he would have allowed Sam to be there? Sam wouldn't even be there if Daniel knew.
He would have flipped out.
Hell, Daniel even texted Sam, "Don't do anything."
He did, but he didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
Yeah, like he didn't know what they were doing.
Nope.
Okay. So
we're already at an hour, so I better. So yeah, Sensei Lin fills their buckets with water.
Oh yeah.
So you know what? We're gonna continue. We're gonna continue like with this episode. We're not gonna end it like I know we've normally ended the episode right here, but we're gonna continue this because we want to get into like where this is the game changer episode.
Yes.
So this is going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit longer. So.
Yeah, there's no way we're gonna finish
and
this.
yeah, yeah. So I want this to be like a really good episode where it starts coming into their own and like where people are invested in, where there's some action too. And don't forget, we also talked about them going to that place where Sam where they discover that second symbol.
Yep, which I think will be in the back half of this episode, whereas the first half is this
Yeah.
training.
Yeah, and Sam is like, there's no way, Sam says, there's no way we can make it up that mountain in that amount of time.
Oh boy.
And then she says,
no way we can make the top that mountain in that amount of time.
and Sensei Lin looks at her, and then she says, well, and Sensei Lin looks at her like, and says, when you understand, Sensei Lin looks at her, we could end it like with this. Sensei Lin looks at her, says, you'd be surprised how time slows, or time slows when you're focused, or something like that, or when one has focus, or what would Sensei Lin say to Sam?
When one is focused, the time will
slow enough.
The time will correspond.
Yes, yes, perfect.
Sensei Lin looks at Sam with a calm but slightly stern tone. When one is focused, time will correspond
and allow you to do what needs to be done.
What needs to perfect.
Okay.
I think this is
All
where
right.
Sam. I think this is where the scene kind of cuts for a minute, and then that's when the next scene will start off with them getting in their positions.
Yes. Yep.
Say the next scene. The challenge. Yep. Say Sam, Miguel, and Malin are aligned up next to each other, holding those buckets. Water-filled buckets.
Over their necks.
Oh, I forgot to. And I could pretty much imagine those three already struggling before they even start.
Yeah. So as they get so they are the buckets are heavy. The buckets are heavy, and they're having a hard time holding them up. Since Sensei Lin tells them to go, and they immediately try and start running up that mountain.
Oh boy. I could imagine. Do you think like at least, because I don't see all three of them being able to to go up all the way and ring that bell. I'm sure at least one of them will.
Yeah.
So we know, like, kind of going back a little bit in episode 4, where Sam ultimately sort of was the one who who was able to successfully understand and complete Sensei Lin's first lesson to them about rising up. So you think
Yeah.
that who do you think should be the one to come out on top and ring that bell?
I'm thinking Sam.
Sam once again?
Yeah, or do you think it should be somebody else?
I'm thinking. I am thinking it should be. Miguel this time.
Kind of, because, well, it could work. It could in some ways it could work, because if you think about it, like earlier in that episode, when he said to Sensei Lin that he is a world champion, and he could master about anything. Well, this could be Miguel's opportunity to
Prove
He
it. Yeah.
could. He could, but what if we had Sam and Miguel do it together?
that could work too.
Yeah.
Or we could have Sam ring the bell.
Yep, maybe Miguel and Sam make it to the top, and Sam is the one who walks up and rings that bell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Miguel's still standing, but she rings it. So
Because Malin is definitely going to fall first.
yeah.
Probably.
Or not make it up fast enough.
Right.
Or she drops her bucket.
Well,
Something
I'm
like
kind
that.
of thinking in a way where she drops it, and then she falls like on her butt, and that's when the bucket of water spills like on her head.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking it happens where Malin, who was trailing behind Miguel and Sam, like when as soon as they reach the top, that's when Malin looks at them with him shocked, and that's what causes her to lose her balance and fall. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, that could be. I just had I'm just thinking that Sam should ring that bell. I mean, I don't know how. What do you think, Terrell? Do you think it should be Sam or Miguel?
I'm
Because
kind
I
of
mean,
50.
don't forget what.
In some ways, like, we could make it work towards Miguel, but it also does makes perfect sense for Sam to be the one to ring the bell. But I kind of want to see like Miguel rise to the challenge, and so that Sensei Lin will also see the potential within Miguel as well, and have that
Yeah.
kind of connection.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you think maybe they should ring it together?
Yeah, that could work too. Because like if we,
All right. So
oh, never mind. So what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say let's have Sam and Miguel together.
Yes. Okay.
Or we could also do this too. We could also have Sam, Miguel, and Mei Lin ring it together.
Yeah. Although as funny as it as as funny as it is to have Malin not make it and have water spill on her, at least there's one part where Malin is successful, at least along with
Yeah.
Sam and Miguel. At least there'll be no kind of jealousy or tension between.
So we could have it like where Miguel gets to the bell first, but waits for Sam, and they decide to ring it together, the three of them.
Yep, it's confirmed they all passed the test.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there should be too much drama and tension in this episode, because we kind of already saw that in the previous
Right,
episode.
exactly. So like we could have it like where Miguel decides not to ring it first. Like we
Right.
could like and
Because
so we could set that scene up.
Yep. And so pretty much where we are right now is they're pretty much getting ready. They're pretty much waiting for Sensei Lin's signal to run up that mountain.
Yeah. I also wanted to also to like don't forget, like this is like really like Sam's like where Sam is like kind of like becomes like the underdog, that is kind of like the underdog in us too, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like we're gonna make sure she gets like even if it means that Miguel steps aside a little bit, you know?
Yep.
So it's kind of like, I know it probably is going to make it seem like there's that there just so you guys know, there may be at times where it seems like I'm just like I'm making Miguel kind of like useless or something like that. It's not that. It's not that at all. Listen, I love Miguel. I love, he's my number one favorite character, and I love Zolo. He plays him so well. It's just kind of like too, like I want them to either, like, if they're gonna with me, it's either they're gonna I want, like, because this story is kind of like more like Sam's spinoff. I kind of like or she's kind of like the underdog in that sense. I kind of like either Miguel and her are going to share the spotlight, or Sam's going to get a little bit more than Miguel, but Miguel's not going to be nerfed.
No.
Not at all.
I mean, I totally agree. I mean, Sam is the main character in this show.
What?
Sam is the main character in this show, after all, so even if this means we have to push Miguel off to the side a bit, it doesn't mean that he's not going to get any spotlight at all.
No, exactly. That's why with this scene, that's why the scene exists, where we're going to show he has the choice to ring the bell first, but he decides to wait for Sam so they could ring it together, and then they both decide to ring it as a team.
All of them.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to maybe call it right here, and then next week we'll write out that scene about how that task is going?
Yeah, I think we could end it right here. At least we already have an idea of how the challenge is gonna end.
Okay. You know what? I'll send you should send this to Joe so he can make some suggestions.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe before I head off to work, I'm probably gonna save it and send it to him and see what he wants to add.
Okay. Yeah. Underground. We kind of know. I know it's. We know it. We're just ignoring him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even in the chat at all. Like I'm just doing our thing. It's
Yeah,
not worth wasting 1 second over that idiot.
yeah, yeah. So I'm just ignoring. We knew it wasn't you, so
Mhm.
that's why we just weren't responding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro.
Yeah, yeah. But what do you think? What do you think Beyond the Kai? What do you think of it?
Um. As far as I am reading others, it looks pretty good.
Okay, yeah. Definitely
Okay.
like the direction we're going with this.
Yeah, me too.
hmm But yeah, could pretty much call it good for now, and can write the second half of this episode in next time.
Yeah, and then the second half we're gonna put like with Sam in her class, just to show that we're not pushing that off we're not forgetting about that.
Right. And speaking of that, which part of the episode do you think we could put that in?
Well, okay. After we're definitely gonna put that in after after they complete the task, like where Sam looks at the time and says it was like, ooh, as Sam and Malin look at the time, and Malin said, they Sam says we gotta go. It's like we gotta go. Like we gotta get ready for class. We gotta get ready to get back to class. We gotta get ready for class.
Yep. And I'm kind of thinking like that will be like right in between the time they did after they did the challenge and right before they're gonna go to that island with that second piece of the scroll.
Yeah, and also too, I want to maybe like while they're gone, we could put like an intermission scene where we can show Miguel and Sensei Lin kind of like having some kind of bond, like
Yeah.
well,
Like it kind of like establish some sort of connection between the two.
yeah. And where she says, "I know you made it up that mountain first."
Oh
And
yeah. Miguel will
but
be shocked and surprised, like, how do you know? How she knows.
and the sense and as and Sensei Lin says, it's like as a sensei, you always sent you always you can always tell you can always sense the potential that a great student that is that her that your student has beyond that go beyond the trophies and the world title. And she points to his gestures towards his heart
Yep.
there. And she says, I know there's much purity in there, just like there's much purity. That's how I knew you would be able to balance the water and make it up the mountain first, just as there's much purity in Samantha's son's heart as well. Which is why I can sense why you two make such why you two are why your two souls, why your two hearts connect to each other.
She can really see the deep connection between those two and why they're really meant for each other.
Yeah.
Because they it's not only about the feelings they have for each other. It's pretty much what they can accomplish together as a couple.
Yep. And they Sensei Lin could say like she teaches Miguel something, a little bit of something about what she sees in his own roots. What do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking too.
All right. All right, you want to call it here?
Sure.
Because
I mean, this.
I know you have to get ready for work.
Yeah, but I thought I had something else to say, but yeah, can pretty much wrap it up for
What
today.
is it?
So never mind. I can't remember what else I was gonna say, but other than that, I think yeah we can pretty much wrap it up for today. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
gonna continue episode 5 next time. So pretty much like what we've written so far. So she pretty much left, but yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on, Underground and
No problem.
Melissa. But I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
So have a good rest of your day and your weekend.